Podcast, we're going over how those in the negative option. They were okay. We ended up with these.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Hold on. We'll open the Newton County Drainage Board regular meeting of April 7th. First on the agenda is approval of the March 3rd, 2026 meetings, and those are emailed to everybody. I'll make this approve. Second. Motion by Steve, second by Rob to approve the March 3rd. Regular meeting minutes as unanimous. Discussion. All those in favor with that. Opposed? Carried. Chemical maintenance bid.
Oh, it's amazing. I haven't done that.
These, chemical maintenance, we never do an estimate.
No, I did have one.
Did you? Yeah. So we have done this as north and south, is that right?
Yes.
So the first I see is JD brush control. Power. They like this. South. Portion. Includes the Kent West Bank, both banks, north of Kentland, the railroad ditch, Forks and Three. CC Kent ditch, Montgomery ditch, James Chisholm ditch, and the CC Shoe ditch. Okay, that's just the south. The bid from JD Brush Control for the south portion is $12,915. Okay. No problem. 915. 13915. Can I get it? This is from. Which side management LLC went ahead. The agent's Gary Wiseman. It's which side management LLC. Side, yes, side. I think I'm leaving it, right?
Yeah.
It's here. Yeah. Very awesome. Yeah. Oh, it looks like we have. Here's the south. And I think he's got them listed out, the price on each one, but a total, St. Dipsy's. $19,200, 19200. For the south side. The north side, the list is a lot longer, 2 pages. Yeah. Really wants it. Idlers, Wentworth, Night Knocker, Best. Brady, Templeton, Peachtree, Eddie Allen, stuff in Congo. Waller did. Alice Howard Open, Red Lake system, Elijah Smaller system, Wilson system, Beaver Creek, as Wooten, and Welsh, and the class, and the Ellison. all those together, $52,680. 5,260. So reasonable. And that's a lot, it's a lot of gas, right? Because we've got all of this out in there together. Go on, right now to get the papers.
And this is just the side. Total is 71,880.
Combined.
Yeah, come on.
But I assume these are bids so you can approve separate, so desired.
You want to bid for the one?
That's the only bid we have to do.
Yeah, that's all I received from the auditor's office.
Washington? Yeah, at least again, let's just put it across.
Wait, 40 entirely, no, it was cheap.
Didn't work, it was that one, yeah, I'm just curious. I was hurting.
They were half of what everybody else was. That's why it was so cheap.
It was cheap though.
Yeah,
Well, I do, I don't.
and then the excuse was,
I don't live with most.
well, yeah, it usually takes a 3-year treatment. Was reading contract?
I mean, I understand it didn't work, but you come back and fix your issues, that's why I was mad. But they didn't know what do it work.
Yeah, no. He was happy to do it, as long as we paid him again.
You took it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you're taking points.
So what was the difference between the two?
I didn't do the math, but. So total.
Not quite 7,000.
6,000 change between the two of them, for the south part.
Is there any concern of the timeliness taken element from either one that you know of? Or-
I know we've used JB before, he does a really good job on time. I heard really good things about Weiss when he did 150 miles for Jasper County a couple years ago, and Vince just raved about it, so.
So I think our total miles between the two, looking at the paperwork right here, is
3 and. Yeah.
70s, 1180.
But I mean, with the
Yeah.
way it's separated, that there's no reason not to give JB the south half and Gary the north half.
That's the motions?
Yeah, that's not.
A motion from Steve.
Second.
Seconded by Rob to award the south portion to JB Brush. And the north portion to ditch site management. Is that correct?
Correct.
Discussion? I would question if they have timelines in here, I didn't know if we will. We don't have it in there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in there, but I've heard several arguments against that.
Well, there's,
Different people I've talked to because of the nature of it. Problem with, what, 15th, there's, yeah,
And that's what's in here.
yeah, and. But you talk to some of these guys that spray, and they're like, if you start spraying before June 1st, you're starting too early. It's not gonna work. But then you run into the problem with crop damage with some of these guys' equipment running down the side of the ditch. Technically, there's supposed to be a 25-foot filter strip on the side of every ditch, but nobody follows that. They farm right up to the top of the bank. So. If corn's in the way, it's in the way, fine. But I understand, if we can get it done, and that's, Gary uses that, he's got one of them grasshopper sprayers, big skinny tires, he get right down the road, it doesn't much thing. He's mounted up high.
It's a large, that is property, but if you're part of it, shouldn't be sorry. What to do.
That's what, that filter strip rule has never been enforced.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you add that up along some of these fields, you're losing a lot of acres. So, I mean, I understand why but
There's more crop damage will tell.
there's,
yeah, I was just asking if we had. I think it's gonna ask me at some
Yeah,
point.
it's up to Mother Nature.
and there's a lot of that too, because on really windy days, they can't spray.
You don't want
Right, yeah, you don't want
them.
them.
That same guy that's complaining about his crop.
Uh-huh.
You spray it.
And I don't know what these people do the other time, but sometimes some of the best kill I've got came in September when I got started harvest, we went sprayed for frost. It's dead,
Yeah.
it's cause it's really grown and it's
Now,
hot.
see, everybody's always told me that in the fall, it's. If
I've had the best kill in the fall, but it's gotta be,
I think some species are probably easier to kill in the fall than others.
I know, pragmatic, you have to spray in the fall. Yeah.
Well, you can. do it that way.
Well, yeah,
Anyway.
you can spray in spring, it's just not good to do it. So, yeah, I've talked to some of these professionals and I've talked to guys with the River Conservancy about it, you know, I'm just. There's a prescribed mix, chemical mix in the specs. That. These guys are telling me that mix doesn't work, we've got better stuff than that now. So I took it out. And the year I took it out, they complain, well, how do we, how are you bidding apples to apples if you don't have the mix in there? Okay, fine, so I put the mix back in there, it's like,
I guess my answer to that would be, as long as you are spraying
that,
labeled and legal and the results.
that was my contention, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what you have to spray.
I just wanna do.
You're the licensed applicator, so you know what you can and can't spray.
Right.
And it's gotta be dead, so, but yeah, the one guy. Rails hell because I didn't have the mix in the spec. It's like,
Well, that. But you told them to spray something.
right,
Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor of the motion to award the south to brush,
JB
brush control and the north to.
Ditch side.
Ditch side. Yeah. All those in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. 10-day combination.
I went out there and walked some of that, just did some looking around, I think we're probably. It's gonna take a lot of potholing and tracking that down, and probably I'll have to borrow the camera from, we had budgeted one year to buy our own, but the highway department's got that camera, you can scope the pipe and see what you're dealing with. But I think we're getting too late in the year to do it now, it'd be better in the fall, if it stretches just diagonal through both those fields. So a couple miles, so until we can really get in there and see what. I don't know if we'll have to bid that out or. Just exploratory work, because it's gonna be kind of expensive to map it. But. See what we can come up with. We can dig it up to the roadsides now, but I don't wanna get out there in the middle of the fields and. Make it like a pothole.
Have the candidate. Been touch with you. Yeah, he brings it down pretty late.
Yeah, feel very shy.
Well,
Well, right when. You get 4 inches of rain, week, or whatever you guys want. That's a lot,
When we need it.
yeah, we need to get caught up, but it's the wrong time of year.
Other matter.
Only thing I got is trying to get these jobs cleaned up. Finished up, the Borkland waterway. Should be. They're working on that, should be working on that this week. As long as they should be dry enough here. I'll let them know that, because they're supposed to be done by the 15th. That's basically the dirt work, so as long as they get the dirt work done. And Whaley can get back in there, work the ground. Or whatever he's gotta do. That's what, it's not right to seed it yet, then that can be done. Ever. But, the Lake Village job, I'm sure is on hold. There's just a little bit to finish up there. The best ditch, they've got all the trees down. I'm not sure if they got them all burnt yet, I gotta go out there and look at that. They're not,
he and I had a conversation this morning, it's too wet to get in there even.
I'm sure, yeah.
Rivers that flood, so.
See what it matters. They're, Rich Millers, used the same kind of treasure.
Oh, at the river bridge? Well,
I'm kind of concerned about
yeah, I saw that yesterday, and yeah, I could bring that up today. Well, it falls under the jurisdiction of the Iroquois River.
what is it, but so there's a big tree that's, you go out by Gannett Millers. The big one is when it gets 2 pillars, and now it's
On
potential
the bridge.
on the bridge.
Right, everybody's
Don't
catching.
want everything, so it's just
So it's holding the debris back. We're getting a log jam right at the bridge.
right at the bridge, okay, just by down.
We got a meeting Thursday, I'll bring that.
Right, right by gets the picture.
Yeah, I actually got people speak, text to you.
Yeah.
I saw that yesterday and I forgot about it.
Well, perfect. Called me, and somebody else called me. and I-
Yeah, we got a meeting this Thursday.
These days, the fairgrounds, you know.
Then we
Kind of property.
They got it, that happened, like, we're doing it all over. Stratford.
Right there, south, the fairgrounds, okay.
It's, Hillshine.
Yeah, they're just holding back low.
Yeah.
What, the first thing I thought of was, you know, the river hasn't been that high for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So every tree that's fallen in the last 2 years is floating now.
Yeah.
And.
But I'm worried about it. Bridge,
But such a bridge could be,
yeah, it could fly, something like that, it's just the way it's, someone the way it caught this connection. Everything. What's the sound?
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's, I mean, maybe it's not, the one right by the name was home, yeah. Yeah, well. Yeah. That's an issue, that big issue.
where are we at on the petition for the Lakeville project? Well, because that has to be in the in the county, I believe, which I don't know if this board can do that.
The last is, you don't have a date on there when I sent all the information to, send it to you, and then I sent it to our GIS.
1725.
But we just go on from,
Right,
we need to
yeah.
get that regulated, yeah. So we can start selling it and something. You know,
Got the trees off of it now.
Yeah.
Actually, let's get started.
I don't think we. We have maybe. Victory with a balance due somewhere, it's probably would be going out. How goes that?
Yeah, it has a number. It's 7.
Yeah, we need to get that, that.
Right.
Let's get it in Jamie's radar, we're gonna get done, yeah.
James, yeah. Oh, man. Brown, remember that, it was a year ago, when we could decide if it's our tile or not this tile. And we. So he's still not known. He has got it. Is it Broncos or the Arms?
That's the,
I don't remember the name, but I can.
Elder Preston, isn't it? Put that in right then, I think that all falls over the. Right.
So. It should be good. I believe, I think that's what we said. We were on.
There you go.
Find it. Yeah, they ended up.
Let's see, let's see how the, it's not even that, all we want people is like the actual tile. It's not that much money, because we want to float most of the ocean.
Cross is 41, south is the government 7.
Yeah, it's that ditch.
Or you get to 500.
Yes, yeah.
Is it the Albert Kessler or am I looking at
Luther Kessler.
Luther Kessler? Maybe.
That's where they dug that up on the side of the road there.
Yeah.
Is that in the conservancies? I mean, it should show it on here. Does it have a number?
I don't know, it's not showing off. It's not showing off beacon.
Says do not use. Five, page 4, it's 547.
I mean, my brain is, I told them, so things are made, didn't know there's already a progress. Said this to do, today, as paid.
Is it the LE Kessler?
This comes up as Luther Kessler.
I think that's it. And then we don't use it because it's not part of the service, because it. So there, that drain does not pay into the maintenance fund. Not it,
Yeah.
but it should be in the. On watersheds, does that show the Morocco Conservancy area? On Beacon, I think if you're. I think it does, but I don't think I could do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's a lot of things that we can do, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Morocco has its own watershed. So that's,
So, Bo, if you maybe look into that, do you have any reference of what the area is of the Morocco Conservancy in the office, or Jamie, do you know of anything that shows like what they?
it's called the Beaver Creek MCD.
I know every year when I do assessments, the GIS will pull up all of the parcels in the Morocco Conservancy, so I can take a look at that.
Look on that property, it's, go to the report and go to assessments, and it should show we assessed it.
Yeah, what they pay into if there's.
We can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know, the Charleston piece, so, well, so I moved, I talked to Clark, and he's right, they got paid back for what, essentially anyway. Yeah, so that's this, yeah, so it's.
And so it's within that list. I thought we determined that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So.
So you'll go on that.
Yeah. Follow up with.
Anything else in the other?
Yes, so our building commissioner Christine Vanderborg sent me a notice from IDEM regarding Rogers Group and the roadside ditch to Montgomery Ditch. And I really think that this is an issue for you guys and not the commissioners or the council. I gave Jacob a copy.
Yeah, roadside ditch would be highway,
She's not even
but
smart.
it outlets into the Montgomery, so.
You got to respond to that.
So I'm not really sure what that is. Jacob, have you ever seen anything like
I've
that?
never seen something like this before.
Right?
No, I mean. Well, and I also, it says that it may have an interest. So I don't know. I think this is your. Basically, they give you the appellate review to where we have to file a petition within
15 days.
15 days.
Or what are, is somebody in violation of something? I thought there's-
It sounds like Rogers Group may have asked permission to do something.
Yes, this facility's a limestone. Permit has submitted both required notice of intent. And you know, for the forest coverage under the recently renewed NPDES permit, which I have no idea what that is. Facility,
It's just like when,
it basically says that they've just, it's noticed that they've decided to issue a general permit for, it looks like the expansion of this. Rogers Group, which are you familiar with?
It's the stone quarry.
Okay, that's who I assume.
Are they wanting to dump water into the ditch?
Outfall. Roadside ditch to Montgomery ditch, Montgomery ditch.
they'll have to filter it. You can, they're saying if you wanna see this permit and what it entails, what they're gonna do, then it's just notification. It's like when
Okay,
NIPSCO gets a hold of me because they wanna trench up or bury a line underneath one of our ditches, they send me a set of plans. And I send them the permit that says, okay, you gotta follow these steps and, you know, if you damage anything, you gotta fix it this way.
Okay,
So this is just, yeah, it looks like it's just,
Basically, and what I read from the review is if you don't file an appeal within 15 days, they're just gonna issue the permit.
yeah, as long as we don't.
So,
Normally, like I said, when NIPSCO does this. I get a set of plans showing what they plan to do.
It's just, you know,
Or the NDOT does the same thing, if they're gonna replace a culvert or something, they send me a set of plans. But
So. You guys, any objections to? I don't, I think.
and lastly, the NIPSCO condemnation lawsuits that have named the surveyor and the drainage board. I think Jacob and I have entered our appearance on all of them. There was a new one that was just recent that I think I need to enter my appearance. The court has set all of them for a hearing on June 29th, I believe is a Monday. So I'll be working with Jacob on that. I don't know that we have any legal objections. We're just named because
with an interest.
we have an interest. And with your permission, I kind of got with Jamie, we probably should keep an expandable file with all the pleadings for each separate case. And so I'm gonna work with Jamie this week and have her print out all that stuff so we have access to it. Because I think there's 10 cases,
Yeah, that's
10 cases.
not right.
Yeah, and I get these sometimes as. Like in Benton County, I get hit with these like tax assessments where the county gets named because there's no interest in the right of way or something like that, but. I doubt that there's gonna be much activity. We'll monitor it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, I just. Gulfport County meeting. We'll need, yeah,
we,
we're still on hold. Yeah.
I won't be there.
Oh, sure, yeah. I understand that.
I don't think you need to wait.
Okay, so,
The only thing I ask with that is if you guys can give me a heads up, if you think there's gonna be. I know we talked about this when you hired me, because I'm the Jasper County Drainage Board Attorney too, so there is the potential of a conflict if. I know in the past, there were times where Newton and Jasper kind of got sideways on some issues, and I think the agreement was that if that were to happen, that basically. Both Jasper and Newton would hire a special lawyer for the purpose of that meeting. So if there's anything that you believe could be contentious, let me
I don't know
know.
too much about it yet.
Okay.
It's just sitting through the meetings with. Companies, that was,
Yeah.
things to check on. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's get that.
And if you guys are in agreement, I don't think it's an issue.
I don't, she gets this anything.
Yeah.
An economic development project that, okay, it falls within the jurisdiction of the.
Yeah. Yeah. Should be an
There's a,
issue.
she's gonna check this stuff, like, let's get that one done, we're getting busy too. It won't know since we ready for it. So, yeah, they asked me to set it up and the was ready for it. So wait till June, I guess.
Anything else?
Do we want to have a meeting next month? We're all good.
Is there any pressing issue that would require us to be here historically? Very for this, taken very off,
Okay,
maybe not.
You farmers got stuff to do, right?
Well, we think we do. I don't care, but I would.
Well, if we're gonna have a meeting, I want it to follow directly after this meeting, that is, we're going at 9:05 or 9:30. Yeah, we'll get a 15-minute meeting.
Either out there, come and take up the time.
I don't think.
there's nothing, there's nothing major. you've got-
And we can always have special call the board about it. So I would like to see.
Is there a motion to, not have a meeting in I motion? Second. Motion Steve, second by Rob. Not have a regular scheduled meeting and,
And hopefully we're ready by June, we might have a chance to do it.
subject to a special call meeting. That would probably much, yeah.
Exactly. Let's-
I'll be looking for place.
All those in favor of that motion, say aye. Opposed? Anyone else?
Motion carried.
That motion was second to adjourn, discussion. All those in favor of that motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Yeah.